Committee on Oversight and Government Reform will come to order. Without objection, the chair is authorized to declare a recess at any time. I want to thank Director Comey for being here and doing so on short notice. I have the greatest admiration for the FBI. My grandfather was a career FBI agent. I tell you, I'm here because we're mystified and confused by the fact pattern that you laid out and the conclusions that you reached. It seems that there are two standards, and there's no consequence for these types of activities and dealing in a careless way with classified information. It seems to a lot of us that the average Joe, the average American, that if they had done what you laid out in your statement, that they'd be in handcuffs, and they might be on their way to jail, and they probably should. And I think there is a legitimate concern that there is a double standard. If your name isn't Clinton, or you're not part of the powerful elite, that Lady Justice will act differently. It's a concern that Lady Justice will take off that blindfold and come to a different conclusion. Hillary Clinton created this mess. It wasn't Republicans, it wasn't anybody else. She made a very conscious decision. On the very day that she started her Senate confirmation, she set up and got a domain name and set up a system to avoid and bypass the safety, security, and the protocol of the State Department. Classified information is classified for a reason. It's classified because if it were to get out into the public, there are nefarious actors, nation states, others, that want to do harm to this country. And there are people who put their lives on the line, protecting and serving our country. And when those communications are not secure, it puts their lives in jeopardy. This classified information is entrusted to very few, but there is such a duty and an obligation to protect that, to fall on your sword to protect that. And yet there doesn't seem to be any consequence. You know, I was talking to Trey Gowdy, and he made a really good point with us yesterday. Mr. Gowdy said, you know, in your statement, Mr. Director, you mentioned that there was no precedent for this. But we believe that you have set a precedent, and it's a dangerous one. The precedent is if you sloppily deal with classified information, if you're cavalier about it, and it wasn't just an innocent mistake, this went on for years, that there's going to be no consequence. We're a different nation in the United States of America. We are self-critical. Most nations would never do this. But we do it in the spirit of making ourselves better. There'll be all kinds of accusations about political this and political that. I have defended your integrity every step of the way. You are the definitive voice. I stand by that. But I am mystified, and I am confused, because you listen to your fact pattern and come to the conclusion that there is no consequence. I don't know how to explain that. We'll have constituents ask us. They'll get mad. They'll pound it. You know, they're frustrated. They've seen this happen time and time again. I don't know how to explain it. And I hope that through this hearing, we can stick to the facts and understand this, because there does seem to be two standards. There does seem to be no consequence. And I want to understand that. And I want to be able to explain it to the person that's sitting at home. And that's why we're here. And so I yield back. Now I recognize the ranking member, Mr. Cummings.
Director Comey, thank you.